Hey ladies, so you are here today because you really want to travel solo, but every time you're about to start or you just picture where you go, you stop because there's something holding you back. Now I live in Kenya and it's awesome. Wow, can you see this? Yes!
Cheers.
If you want to become a travel boss lady and learn on how you can travel solo and stop giving excuses and telling yourself you can't do it, then keep on watching and watch until to the end of the videos as the tips are just getting better and better. Let's dive in. One of the most excuses I hear is like, I'm not brave enough. I don't think solo traveling is for me. Yes, deep inside you, you wish you have this desire of traveling alone to conquer the world. You want to break out of your norms and you just want to explore the world and get to learn some new cultures and traditions. But then you fear, like, what happens? What if that's not me? What if something happens? And what if I be feeling lonely? And what if 1,000,000 things? And let me tell you something. Maybe you might wonder, okay, Sinja, you are a solo traveler. You have been traveling the last 7 years alone as a woman in Africa. You don't know what you're talking about, but I was in the exact same shoes as you are in right now, like 7 years ago. And before I came the first time to Kenya, I had 1,000,000 questions in my mind. I had no clue. I was super scared. I was afraid of so many things. Even by starting the fact I'm German, I didn't even know, like, will I even understand people? And my English is so broken. And nowadays, honestly, I don't give a fuck. I make YouTube videos. So you can overcome all your fears. And what helped me most is you have to ask yourself, do you really want this? If yes, what is your reason? Why do you do this? Why? What is the reason behind of your solo travels? Note down your reasons why you're doing it so that in case of anything, in case you're feeling down, in case of anything happens, you have your list, your personal reasons, what motivates you to travel solo. And then you will go for it. And also, you have to ask yourself, and you have to commit now. Do you want to travel solo? Yes or no? What I did and what I helped me to commit was, it might sound weird, but what I did, because I always kept on asking myself and this fears kept on popping up and it's like, okay, Sinja, what if this happens and will you be safe and all these 1,000,000 things is what I did to just quiet my mind and to tell myself my decision is made. I am traveling, whatever comes. I went online and I booked my flight to Kenya. Done. And the moment you commit, you pay. And you pay like $1,000 or whatever, however you can commit yourself. There was no reason for me to go back. There was nothing I'm like, I'm canceling that trip. That was a done deal. So from now, my mind could shift to, okay, how can I make this trip as the most amazing adventure in my life?
Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain.
Thank you. Thank you.
So stunning.
We had some amazing.
So the next excuse you might tell yourself is, I don't have the cash. I simply don't have money. So, and let me tell you something. If it's about money, if I would have listened to my bank statements and whatever I have saved, I would have never even started traveling. And I would have not been the person I am today. I mean, traveling to Kenya, traveling to Africa changed my life in a way that I quit my job in Germany, that I never even started becoming a teacher in Germany, that I made my decision to be me and to travel, to become a travel vlogger and to help women like you on how to travel safely in Africa and how to be confident enough to travel. But if I would have listened to my fears and thought like, no, I don't have the money and yes, I have to pay my students' loans, I have to pay rent, A, B, C, D, there are always things you have to pay. So what you have to do is you have to switch your thinking from, I don't have enough money, to how can I get more money? How can I save money? Or where can I get money from so that I can finally travel? So the first thing is you have to make a budget, a realistic budget. So where do you want to travel? Make a plan. Note everything down, what you want to do, how much it will cost, all your expenses. And then also go and get and consult with a travel consultant or an agent or someone who has been there. How much did you spend? Is my budget actually realistic? Because you might have, like I experience this in a lot of cases, people are traveling, they want to come to safari, but they have a completely different, or let's say no clue on how much money they actually want to spend. So do your budget, do your research. Point number 1. So the next thing, number 2, is have a different saving account only for your travels. Because believe me, if you keep having all your money on one account, you keep on mixing it and like, oh, no, I need to buy a present here, I need to pay my rent, I need to do this. No. Have separate accounts, and every beginning of the month you have like $200, $100, or whichever amount you have to dedicate it yourself to goes directly into your account for traveling. And believe me, you will feel so great, because at the end of the day, you know, yes, I've already $200, yes, $400, $600, and you will come every week, every month, you will come closer to your goal of traveling. Then of course, number 3, set your travel dates, set yourself a deadline. Like let's say your trip to Africa costs $2,000. And then you say, okay, give myself 1 year of traveling. How much money do you have to save every month so that you can achieve and you will actually have your $2,000 for your safari in Africa? The moment you know this, it's easier for you on how to save money. And that's now on how we come to point number 4, is access on how much money you actually spend. You might think you don't have enough money, but in reality, you're using every day, you spend money for expensive coffee, for example, you're going out for dinner, or you have maybe, I don't know, 50 pairs of shoes. And then you still think you need to buy another pair of shoes. So go access your expenses for maybe 1-2 weeks. Write down exactly what are you spending money for, and then see on how you can save, where you can save money best. So another fear a lot of solo travelers have, and they ask themselves, is solo traveling actually safe? And I completely understand you, and I had exactly the same fears before I started traveling. And even today, of course, we are all human beings, we are all women, we are all scared sometimes. But when you are a traveler, you learn on how to shift your mindset, on how to think positive. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you want to travel to Kenya, but you are scared of any terrorism attack or anything can happen. So now, instead of you going online and checking out what is the embassy actually telling me, or going and Googling last recent terrorism attack in Kenya, or how many people have died while traveling in Kenya. Of course, if you want to look for these negative results, you will find them. But the moment you shift your mind and think, okay, now, how can I make this trip safe? What do I have to do so that I will be safe all the time? So what I would really recommend, instead of going online and just going and freaking out. By the way, can you hear this? Just amazing to be here in the nature and to film, sorry. So what you can do is, and what I have also done is, there are so many, for example, Facebook groups, travel groups, especially for women, for solo travelers as well. So my favorites are Women Love Travel or Girls Love Travel, and then Solo Travel Network. But there are so many. And depending on which country you're going or where you're traveling, you might find a different travel group just for you, for this purpose. Or even other forums, like I know in Namibia there are forums like that, where people and actual travelers help each other, support each other, because it's so important for you to get first-hand experience and not from anyone who posts something and have heard about something, and that will just give you negative vibes, to be honest. So get in touch with real people who recently traveled there. And of course, the best case would be women. Then another thing is, ask yourself, what exactly are you scared of? What is your fear? To be unsafe, okay, but what is it on how to act in an emergency of a terrorism attack? What is the fear you have? Or is it really being the feeling of, I'm scared of being lonely? What is the point? If you take a moment, you ask yourself, what exactly are you scared of? Note down all your fears and all the questions you have. And then take your time later and schedule your time this week so that you can find answers exactly to your fears and to your questions. Because most in the cases, I just assume this right now, is that you actually are scared of not knowing what is going to happen. But the moment you know, like, yeah, traveling to Africa really freaks me out, and you call it being scared, but in reality it's because you don't know on how to plan it, on what to do, what is the first step, what if you forget something very important. So write down exactly all your steps, what you are scared of. Find the answers. Take your time to prepare it, and you will see, you will feel much more better.
Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain.
Okay, and the next excuse is, no, I'm just waiting for my best friend to join me. And let me tell you something, if you wait for your best friend to join you, it's not going to happen. I have gone through the exact experience before actually I came here to Kenya the first time. I was a graduate, a student, and I just finished university, or I was about to finish. And I knew I want to go to Africa. I want to do something with children. I just knew it. It was like a calling, and it might sound weird because I can't really explain it, why and where it comes from. So my best friend, she also graduated with me, but her dream was it, and she already made up her mind. She's going to Costa Rica, and she will do an environmental program and save animals and being with sea turtles and whatever. And of course, Costa Rica, new culture, the ocean, sounds good as well. But inside me, I knew this is not my dream. And I only have 6 months to travel until I start my job. So do I really want to do this? But let me tell you something. I almost ended up traveling with her. And you have no clue, like how many times I asked her, I begged her, like, are you sure you don't want to come to Kenya or to Africa? Because that time I didn't even know, is it Kenya, Tanzania, Namibia, wherever I go. I was not decided. I just wanted to have someone to join me. And I tell you, I begged so many of my friends, but there was no one joining me. And by today, I'm super happy that I stick to myself. I listened to my inner voice, which told me, no, Costa Rica is not yours. If you do this, you follow someone else's dream. And that's exactly what's going to happen. If you are going to wait for your best friend to join you, most likely you will ending up joining someone else's dream. So you have to make the decision. Either you go and live your dream and travel, or you follow someone else's dream. Tell me, what are the next action steps you are taking so that you can turn your dream into traveling solo into reality? Feel free to comment below. And of course, if you have anyone who's going to travel soon, who's facing exactly the same challenges as you are right now, of like, yeah, I really want to go, but feel free to share this video.